Nice to talk to you.
Mhm.
The Gul Force Association was formed at the end of World War II by the veterans who had been at the war. And the aims of the association are to provide support to the Gul Force veterans and their families, to also raise awareness of what happened with the Gul Force in Ambon, and also to provide support to the people of Ambon. So the Gul Force Association, the men of Gul Force, were sent to Ambon in December 1941
Okay.
to help defend the island against the Japanese invasion.
Mhm.
And the Japanese landed in January 1942, and there was more than 20,000 Japanese troops landed. Our Gul Force men was only 1,100 people, so they were hopelessly outnumbered. And on the 3rd of February 1942, the Australians surrendered, and those who were still alive became prisoners of war.
Oh, okay.
And so at Tantui, which was their army barracks, that then became their prisoner of war camp for the next 3.5 years till the end of the war. So, and while they were prisoners, the Ambonese people would help the men when the men were out on working parties. They would help them by hiding food under rocks and bushes for them, so they had something else to eat. They would also sing songs to them to try and lift their spirits, and just help anything they could try and do to help them get through being prisoners of war.
Oh, Gul Force Association ini didirikan oleh veteran dari Gul Force Battalion yang dulunya datang ke Ambon sekitar tahun 1941 bulan Desember untuk bertarung melawan Jepang, mempertahankan kota Ambon dari kolonialisme si penjajah Jepang. Hanya saja jumlah mereka kalah banyak dengan tentara Jepang, sehingga mereka akhirnya kalah. Ada banyak yang meninggal, kemudian juga banyak yang dijadikan tawanan perang. Nah, ketika mereka dijadikan tawanan perang di Tantui, masyarakat kota Ambon ini yang sering membantu para tawanan perang, dan kadang-kadang menyanyikan lagu untuk menghibur mereka atau menyembunyikan makanan untuk mereka. Nah, jadi Ambon punya makna yang besar, punya makna yang banyak untuk para veteran perang Gul Force itu sendiri. Nah, tujuan dari Gul Force adalah untuk memberikan support untuk para veteran dan keluarganya, dan juga memberikan support untuk masyarakat di Maluku yang sudah membantu mereka melalui masa-masa sulit saat ini.
Okay, so I'll just go back a little bit. When the war ended in 1967, or it was the first year that the men could go back to Ambon, the Gul Force veterans, and members who had fallen, who were buried in Ambon. But also, as they said, and my father said, it was to pay a debt of gratitude to the Ambonese people who helped them. And they started doing lots of help in hospitals, setting up hospitals with equipment and medical aid, and also in the village of Sawyer, they built a water tower so that Sawyer could have water. And that goes back into the 1970s when they were going. Then gradually, as the men were getting older, then the children, such as myself, were allowed to go as well. And so we'd heard all about Ambon. As a child growing up, I'd heard a lot about Ambon, and the fact that my father had said that had it not been for the Ambonese people, he would not have survived the war. He would have died in Ambon. So he always said that we had to make sure that we continued to support and help the people of Ambon. So my first trip to Ambon was in 1998. And for Anzac Day, that was in April, and then since then, 1998, it's become part of my life. Ambon's a very special place because it holds so much history for us, and we feel that we still owe that debt of gratitude to the Ambonese people. So through Gul Force Association, we've continued to provide support to hospitals and schools and any other people who need help over there.
Menurut Pak Rob, tadi kan saya tanya, nah kalau ke Maluku Ambon itu biasanya mereka tuh lebih banyak, bukan hanya untuk sekedar memperingati hari asosiasi mereka tanggal 10 September itu, tetapi banyak kali kegiatan yang mereka lakukan di rumah sakit, kemudian mengunjungi sekolah-sekolah. Terus saya bertanya, mengapa kok aktivitasnya itu? Nah, Pak Rob menjelaskan bahwa orang tuanya pertama kali ketika perang selesai dan Gul Force Association dibentuk, nah pertama kali mereka kembali dan mengunjungi kota Ambon adalah sekitar tahun 1968. Itu ketika orang tuanya Pak Rob dan teman-temannya yang pertama kali mendirikan asosiasi ini. Nah, ketika dalam kunjungan mereka, mereka memastikan bahwa masyarakat yang di Ambon yang dulunya membantu mereka terpenuhi kebutuhannya. Nah, dari saat itu memang kegiatan seperti memberikan bantuan untuk rumah sakit, itu juga sudah dilakukan, kemudian juga bikin jalur air, menara air di desa Soya, di negeri Soya, untuk memastikan kalau orang-orang di daerah sulit pun tetap mendapatkan air. Nah, kemudian tradisi itu berlangsung sekarang ke anak-anaknya mereka, anak-anak dari veteran itu. Ketika mereka tumbuh dewasa, orang tua mereka selalu mengingatkan bahwa kalau bukan karena masyarakat di Ambon, kami para orang tuamu atau veteran Gul Force ini tidak mungkin bisa hidup. Nah, makanya mereka selalu ditanamkan ketika masih kecil itu untuk memastikan bahwa sebisa mereka harus tetap untuk membantu masyarakat yang memerlukan di kota Ambon. Wow, itu artinya sangat luar biasa banget ya teman-teman. Dan ternyata di balik semua kunjungan yang mereka lakukan itu bukan hanya untuk sekedar mengunjungi Ambon, memberikan kontribusi langsung untuk ekonomi masyarakat di Maluku, tetapi juga membantu untuk memastikan bahwa misi solidaritas mereka itu tetap terjaga, yang diturunkan dari generasi orang tua mereka dan sampai saat ini.
Sure. So after the conflict finished, Gul Force started having visits back to Ambon, and we could see that there was a lot of need because there was a lot of damage that happened during the conflict, and there was a lot of need. So we wanted to see what we could do. So Gul Force still continued then to provide money through Andre's Ambonesia Foundation,
yes.
Andre from the Mutiara Hotel, to help to feed people and provide basic supplies. In one of our visits in 2013, we went and visited a school number 2 and 4. And the day that we went, it was raining very heavily. And the whole front yard of the school where the children had... So we were at that school and it was all flooded. And I thought there must be something we could do. And we spoke to the head teacher, and she said that they needed some drainage put in, but they couldn't afford the drainage around the school.
Oh, I remember this when we visited.
Yeah.
And later on, you came back with Rotary, right, to visit?
Yes,
the school.
That's right. Yeah, so that's when I came back to Australia to my Rotary Club and said, there's this school in Ambon where the children can't go to school when it rains because it's flooded, and they need some drainage put around the school. So through my Rotary Club, that was the first time that we got involved in helping Ambon in 2014, and we paid for the drainage to be put around. Have a look and see. We've partnered with the Lawamina Association, and they've got some local representatives in Ambon, and Danny Persalesi is a great person over there who does all that for us. And so in 2015, we then found out about the Paso displaced persons camp, and that they had no toilets or showers that were any good. So again, through Rotary, we got some money provided to us, and we restored the bathrooms and toilets at that Paso displaced person.
Tahun 2015 mereka kembali lagi ke Ambon, kemudian mendengar informasi mengenai kamp pengungsi, kalau tidak salah kamp pengungsi yang ada di Paso, itu tempat pengungsi dulu ketika konflik 99 dan mereka akhirnya harus berpindah dan semuanya berkumpul di Paso. Nah, ketika itu mereka tidak punya, di lokasi itu tidak punya MCK yang layak. Nah, oleh sebab itu melalui Rotary Club, kunjungan Pak Rob dengan Gul Force dan juga atas kerjasama dengan support dari Rotary Club, mereka akhirnya mengumpulkan dana dan membuat atau membangun MCK yang layak untuk masyarakat yang berada di lokasi pengungsian di Paso.
And each year we've been going back, we always pick a project to work on through Rotary and also through Gul Force and with the help from Laumina. So we built the library at the School of Nature in Amaori.
School of Nature,
yeah. Yeah, that's been a really good project for us
it is.
to do that. And we've been back there and visited. So my Rotary Club, we went back again in 2018 for another visit, and that was a different group of people. And we were able to see all of the work that we've done over the years, and again see what next we can do.
Okay.
All right. Then the next year, 2016, I actually was able to bring 14 members of my Rotary Club to Ambon to visit, because they'd heard me talk about Ambon and how beautiful it was and the work that we could do and how we could make people's lives better, and they wanted to see it. So we took a trip to Ambon in 2014 in September. 2016 September. That was a great trip. We saw the two projects that we had done, and we did some other projects while we were there. That was when we built the chicken coops for the chicken coop. The family. It was a really good trip for us. We saw lots of the projects that we did, but we also saw some of the great potential that there still is in Ambon, and some of the beautiful things that are there, and the beaches and the Martha Christina Memorial Park. We loved our trip to Ambon. And then Rotary said, we still need to keep supporting. And by this stage, Rotary had also been sponsoring children to go to school in Ambon through Laumina.
Sponsored?
We now sponsor 12 children.
12 children, wow.
Yeah. And we provide milk programs.
Rotary Club of Wendouree Breakfast. Why Wendouree Breakfast?
So Wendouree is the area that's in Ballarat. So in my home city of Ballarat, we have 8 Rotary clubs, and it depends on the area that the club was set up. So there was already a club of Wendouree, and then it was just all men. Rotary used to be men only. Then they decided that this is about 30 years ago, that women should be allowed to join Rotary. So they started a new club, and because we meet in the morning for breakfast, they called it Wendouree Breakfast. That's the only reason.
Okay.
So we have about 60 members in our club, and
60?
half 60, 60, 60.
60, 10.
Yeah.
60,
yeah.
okay.
60, yeah. And about half of the members are women.
So
it's a mixed club, which is really good. It works really well.
How old is the youngest member of your club?
The youngest member would be in their late 30s. Not 40 years old, but in their 30s still. And the oldest member we would have would be someone who's nearly 80.
Oh, what a range
big,
of age.
Yeah, big range. Yeah,
big range of.
So Rotary is also not just for humanitarian works; it's also for professional networking.
Okay.
So and that's having the range of people is really good, because we've had people who've own their own businesses. We've had doctors and lawyers and all sorts of different people. Lots of teachers in the club as well, and you help each other and support each other.
Okay.
And then do good work in your own community as well as overseas. The most beautiful place, or the place that could be the most beautiful, is Martha Christina Tiahahu Memorial Monument. It's because you can get fantastic views. The gardens are spectacular. I think it's very nice. The beaches are also beautiful as well. Natsepa Beach is a favourite place because you can get the rujak dessert there.
Rujak. It's rujak. Yes, the
that one. Yeah. And that's always a highlight whenever we go to Ambon.
Yes.
You can't get that anywhere else but Ambon. So we had a plan to visit in April this year with my family. So all of my family were coming, and Chris, my sister, and her family were coming to introduce the next generation to Ambon. And we've been in touch with the Defence Force in Jakarta, and they were going to have a ceremony in Ambon for Anzac. But because of COVID-19, we had to cancel everything.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to travel to Indonesia at all. We're not allowed to travel outside of it. We hope to get back to Ambon next year maybe, or as soon as we can, with both Gul Force and Rotary. There's still a lot of work to do in Ambon. You know, we love coming to Ambon and seeing all the people. Andre and the Mutiara Hotel and Tropis Tours, they provide a fantastic service for us, and they look after us very well. People like yourself and Michael, the guides who help us.
EP, let's not forget EP. EP is always there. EP was always there since the beginning, so let's not forget EP.
So look, we hope to get back. Depend on our government and your government as to when the restrictions are lifted and when it's safe for us to travel.
Well,
lots of potential in Ambon for tourism. They just have to have the infrastructure and the facilities correct. So if I talk back to Martha Christina Tiahahu Memorial, it's something that the people of Ambon should be very proud of. She's a heroine, and the park is beautiful. It's a great place to go and visit. But when we were there, even last year when we were there, we noticed that lots of the tiles on the ground were broken. Lots of the tiles on the actual memorial, were broken and dirty. It needs maintenance. That's basically what it needs. The gardens were really nice, but the actual area where the memorial is, where you walk up the steps to the memorial, there's not a lot of work, but some work needs doing to make it look good, because you want to take photos as well, and you see everyone happy in the photos, but you've just got this dirty memorial behind you. So that's what it needs. It needs maintenance for sure. The other, I think, over the years we've seen a lot of improvement. Even just in the city around the Mutiara Hotel, the footpath used to be broken and rubbish everywhere. That's now a lot better. The footpath has been repaired. There's rubbish bins there in the city for people to use. So we can see that the government and the tourism people are trying really hard. It just needs a little bit more. When we went to Pinta Cotta last time as well, instead of going to the bottom of Pinta Cotta, we went up to the top, because there was a small cafe there. And it was great, where you could walk down the steps. The steps had been made to walk down so you could get to the beach. That was fantastic. That's a really good tourist spot. Historical reason is that when the Gul Force men first went back to Ambon, they stayed at the Mutiara guest house as it was then. And then it's just gone on from there. But yes, we know there are lots of really good hotels we could stay at in Ambon, but they don't have the atmosphere that we get at the Mutiara. When we arrive at the Mutiara, it's just like walking into your own home. But you've got people there to do everything. Andre is there, Grace is there, Ippy's there, all the staff. We've got to know all the staff over the years. They look forward to us visiting, and you know, they look after us so well. Nothing is a problem. We can do anything we like with the whole hotel, basically. And they make our visit very, very simple. And it's a really great location as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So, but Andre is amazing. He's the best host that you could ever hope for in a hotel.
Okay, so Andre Sitanala, right?
Yeah. We will definitely come back and visit Ambon because we've got that special connection with Ambon, with the cemetery at Tantui and Gul Force. But also we will want to come back and see how our friends are going, how the businesses are going, how they're surviving, what's happening there. I think the concern that you've got is the same all around the world. My daughter here in Australia and her fiance, they run hotels in Melbourne, and the hotels have had to close down. So they don't know whether, if they reopen, will the people come back? You know, the tourism and hospitality in Australia has been hit very, very hard as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it is going to take a long time.
Okay. So, jadi ya teman-teman sekalian, menurut Pak Rob, saya kan tadi tanya, nah kemungkinan besar, berapa banyak sih kemungkinan besar kalau orang-orang tuh akan kembali lagi berkunjung ke kota Ambon setelah semua pandemik ini berakhir. Nah, karena mereka dari Gul Force Association selalu punya alasan untuk kenapa kembali ke Ambon, jadi mereka akan kemungkinan kembali. Hanya saja untuk orang-orang lain yang memang pure traveler, belum tentu tahu juga kapan, karena Pak Rob sendiri punya anak perempuan dan tunangannya punya penginapan juga di Melbourne, dan sekarang sedang tutup juga, dan mereka juga sangat concern tentang hal seperti yang kita concernkan juga. Nah, semoga kedepannya makin akan ada yang datang berkunjung, hanya saja mungkin akan sekitar lebih lama dari yang kita pikirkan. Alright, Pak Rob. Yeah, it is assuring for me that you guys will come back and visit Ambon as much as you can. And I also would like to thank you very much for all the work that your association, whether it's Gul Force Association or Rotary Wandery Breakfast Association Club, have done to our local Ambonese people and our community, that you've always supported us here as return of your fathers and all the veterans back then during their difficult time, and we appreciate it so much of what you guys have done so far for us. You make sure that some of the schools here have enough facilities and also equipment for the students to do practice their physical subjects. Like I remember you guys donated basketballs and also the badminton. You also donated pianica, the music instrument.
Yeah.
Was it pianica or recorder?
Pianica.
Pianica.
Yeah.
And it also support our local government program, because we are now Ambon City of Music. So what you did is also kind of supporting our local schools to work together alongside with the government to implement our program. You guys also with the Rotary Club and Lawamena, you've support about 12 students. Was it 12 students? Yeah.
Yeah, 12 students each year.
Yeah, 12 students each year. And
I think I just want to say that everything you have said, it makes me realise that we do make a difference in a lot of people's lives in Ambon, but it's our privilege to be able to do that. We enjoy doing that work and the visits that we do, and we always feel very safe in Ambon. We love going over there and seeing things that are different and traditional, and spending money in the shops, seeing the people. The visits with Ambonesia when we go to the villages are very special, because they line the streets and they sing to us, and then we all get involved and sing and dance. And it's a joyous occasion and something that we will always remember. And, that's something that if you just go on a normal tour group, you'd never see. But because, we've got those contacts there through Ambonesia and Laomina and people like yourself, we get to have those experiences. So we get a lot out of it as well. It's very rewarding for us.
Very good, very good. Okay, so Rob, thank you very much for your time. I can't thank you enough. So by this interview, I owe you a bottle of Bintang when you visit Ambon.
Absolutely, yay!
I'll get you a bottle of Bintang. That's pretty much all I can afford right now. So
as long as it's cold.
Oh, it's always cold. In Cebu, it's always cold. All right, I'd like to thank you very much for
hopefully we will see you in Ambon soon.
Yeah, let's hope. If I haven't traveled to study yet, because I'm going to travel to study somewhere next year.
Where will you go to?
Texas. This time is Texas.
Oh wow!
Texas A&M.
Nice.
Wish me luck. I hope I can
Good luck.
I can get into the application process. What I want to say is that I can't thank you enough for all the work from Gul Force and also Rotary